Come with me to a wedding in Kailua-Kona, Hawaii to see how I went on vacation and met my fitness goals at the same time. All right, we're at the airport. We showed up with plenty of time. Make sure we're staying active as much as I can. First things first, I'm walking around a bit, getting a little bit of my steps in. I'm actually walking over to grab my Starbucks right now that I ordered ahead of time because I'm smart like that. And I'm a shameless Seattle guy and I love my Starbucks. Gonna go grab my coffee, gonna go chill over at my gate, and we're gonna maybe dig into some of the meals we brought with us. You wouldn't think so with all the whole like, oh, you need like 3 ounces of liquid or whatever, but TSA just waved me right through, no big deal. So let's take a look what we got. All right, guys, so I just want to hop on here real quick. We're about to be boarding, but I just wanted to take you through the rundown of what we got in store for us. I actually packed some sandwiches myself, which is great because they made an announcement that it's a 6-hour flight, and if you're in coach like I am, because I'm a cheapskate, they're not going to be serving any food. So they were like, dude, if you're trying to eat, go get something right now. And instead of spending a lot of money here and going and parking myself at the airport bar and ordering a fried chicken sandwich like most people would do, I packed some macro-friendly sandwiches myself. One of these is actually going to be, you can check it out in one of my episodes of Clark's Kitchen. It's up on YouTube. Got the venti cold brew, so that should keep me going while I work and edit for most of the flight. But I just want to touch on something real quick, that these are the kind of things that you can do whether you're at an airport, whether you're somewhere else. My mindset when it comes to staying fit and staying active is I'm always looking for opportunities. I just have an opportunistic mindset of, most people look for reasons and excuses why they can't or why they shouldn't. And they say, oh, well, I'm going to the airport today, therefore I don't need to go to the gym, therefore, oh, well, screw it, I'm not going to have a full day anyway. And while I'm at it, I might as well head to the airport bar and grab a couple beers. So they use things like that in life to kind of justify poor decision making and habits that don't serve them in their fitness goals. For me, I'm looking at things of, well, as long as I'm gonna be sitting here for 40 minutes, there's a Starbucks, but it's a 1 terminal over. That's gonna be like a 10-minute walk each way. So I can walk over, I can grab my Starbucks. That's like 2,000 or 3,000 steps right off the bat, instead of just sitting here and chilling on my phone for an hour like most people do and not being active. So start looking for opportunities and start looking for reasons that you can stay active instead of reasons why, oh, well, I'm already kind of, it's that kind of mindset of like, well, you know, I'm already on vacation. Think about it. You wouldn't normally go to a bar at 9 a.m. and order 4 beers, so why are you going to do that on vacation, right? So just something to think about here. But anyways, I'm going to pack this camera up because we're going to hop on the plane in just a minute here, and I'll check back with you guys when we land in Kona, Hawaii. All right, guys, we're all checked into the hotel. We're gonna walk down the street. We're gonna grab ourselves a couple of food-related items. We're gonna make 2 stops. One's a little more fun, and then one we're on a mission. So let's go check out what they've got around here. So naturally, we had to get our Hawaiian ice, which is already like falling apart on me. I gotta eat this fast. I just went for whatever the recommendation they had. What was I don't even know, mango something or other with they put like a sweetened condensed milk on top of there. So it's really, really good. Now this is definitely not a macro-friendly item. Super sugary, lots of carbs. Some fat in there, but like, who cares? I'm gonna be walking around a bunch all day, and we're gonna go get some real food after this, but we're gonna throw this down and try not to like humiliate myself. All right, so we're waiting for the food to come out, starting off with a Heineken Zero because I actually don't drink anymore, if you guys don't know that. I stopped drinking at the beginning of this year, but I still like beer. So this is a good way to split the difference. You know, it's really funny. I always thought, like, why in the hell would you drink a non-alcoholic beer? That is like the stupidest concept I have ever heard of. That makes no sense. There's something about it. I don't know. Maybe it's the placebo mental thing, but I don't know. it does a trick, and I don't wake up hungover, and I never lose my 6-pack of abs. So feeling pretty good. You guys are gonna laugh at what I ordered off the menu, though. It's especially if you're a movie person like I am, I think you'll appreciate the reference. I mean, I hate to sound like a total square, but it tastes the same as a regular Heineken. That was all they had, so I'm good with that. All right, so I couldn't even help myself. I saw the name on the menu and I had to go for it. We went with the Big Kahuna Burger. Oh, Big Kahuna Burger. That's that new Hawaiian joint. It's Pulp Fiction. If you haven't seen Pulp Fiction, I don't know what's wrong with you. Something's clearly wrong with you, so go watch it. But I'm willing to bet that pretty much everybody is gonna get that reference. And if you don't, you're just not a movie nerd like me. I'm not too worried about this not being a leaner burger like the ones I typically like to eat. And that's the beauty of why I packed my own stuff this morning and why I took it to the airport with me. Those sandwiches that I have are all really lean and really high in protein. So it basically had that part of my diet covered, and I hadn't even shown up to vacation yet. So now when I get here, I can have a couple more indulgent things and it's not gonna screw anything up. Basically, I took care of like the important macros, hit most of my protein goals before I showed up, and now I can kind of just indulge. And I'll get pretty much the remainder of my protein from this juicy burger. It really is, when it comes down to it, as simple as, balance. It's balancing the healthy stuff with the unhealthy stuff. I prefer the term macro friendly versus macro maybe not so friendly, but that really is sustainable dieting in a nutshell. Is just find balance between the indulgent things and the healthier things. And if you're really smart and you are have some macro-friendly cooking skills like I do, then you can blend the two. But if not, just mix and match and have fun. All right, guys, so we're 15 minutes down the road. We're about to hop on our excursion. We're gonna go snorkeling with manta rays at night. This is gonna be, I think it's gonna be absolutely insane. This was like a total spur of the moment decision. I booked this literally on the plane, as the plane was taking off. So yeah, very spur of the moment thing, but they let me rent this little GoPro. So we're gonna get some cool footage when we're out there. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a really good time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, rise and shine. Today's gonna be kind of our big going around doing a lot of stuff day. So first things first, I looked into it and I found a gym about half a mile up the street that we're absolutely checking out. I took one look at it and it looks absolutely awesome. Very old school bodybuilder look. So we're gonna throw down some pre-workout, which of course I brought with me. And we're gonna walk over there. It's only about a half a mile. It's a half mile uphill, so that might be a little fun. So I'll definitely get warmed up by the time I get there. But we're gonna hit chest and tries. I was planning on doing that normally tomorrow, but tomorrow there's, it's gonna be the wedding, and I don't know what the deal is with tomorrow morning, how much time I'm really gonna have. So we're just gonna hit it out today. We're gonna run over to find some local coffee shop, gonna get a little work done there, and we've got a few things on the agenda we're gonna go check out. So first things first, let's get huge. All right, guys, so I found this place, Pacific Island Fitness. This looks absolutely awesome. Reminds me very much of the mecca of bodybuilding, which is Gold's Gym in Venice, California. So we're gonna be hitting chest and tries. So I figure as long as I'm here, I'm gonna take you through my whole workout. Let's get started. The kind of training that I do most frequently and the type of training that a lot of times I'll assign to my clients. Most of them are older like me. Most of them are trying to get in and out of the gym as quickly and efficiently as possible. So the type of training that I like to do a lot of time is supersets. We're gonna start with decline cable press. Going a little heavier right now because I'm in a muscle building phase, so I wanna be going a little bit heavier on all my stuff. So I'm doing 6 reps is usually what I'm going for. So I'll do a quick warm-up set of both, rest for about 30 seconds. I'll do 6 reps of the decline chest press. I'll immediately jump into 6 reps of the tricep push down, rest for about 2 minutes. When I go heavier weights like that, lower reps, I give myself longer rest time so I can recuperate a little bit better, because those back to back, I mean, those will those will kill you, which is exactly what we want. But that's how I like to do that. And I'll repeat that. I'll do 3 sets of each. So we're gonna do 3 supersets, 6 reps. We're gonna rest 2 minutes in between. Then we're gonna go into our next one. So for superset number 2, we're hopping over to the dumbbell area. I'm gonna be doing incline dumbbell flies, and I'm gonna superset that with incline skull crushers with the, again, using the easy curl barbell. And same deal, I'm gonna do 6 reps of each. I'm gonna rest for 2 minutes between supersets. And yeah, I'm gonna do 3 supersets, so 3 circuits if we wanna call it that. Typically the way I like to structure my chest workouts is I like to do a workout that targets each area of my chest. So I'll do something for my upper chest, so I'll do an incline variation of something. I'll do something that's more on my middle chest, so I'll do a flat bench variation. Usually that's presses, machine, the isometric press machine, or something like that. And then I'll also do something for decline. So I'm working the bottom, so I'm working the lower part of my chest, the middle part of my chest, and the upper part of my chest, because I want a nice proportional look and I want to be strong everywhere. And again, for the triceps, I'm gonna do an exercise that's gonna target all 3 areas of your triceps. So that's typically the way I like to format them. But yeah, we're gonna knock out this one and we'll move on to our 3rd superset. All right, last superset, guys. We're leaving it all on the table. I'm going a wide isometric, the seated bench. And I gotta say, I was actually, not to toot my own horn, but I was pretty impressed and pretty pleased with how strong I ended up being on this. I started out with 2 plates on each side, 2 45-pound plates. I barely even felt it. So for the next one, I moved up to 3 plates, and that was challenging, but I felt like I could do more. So I finished off with 4 plates on each side, which that was pretty crazy. So we did that, and same deal. We're gonna immediately superset that with some dumbbell tricep kickbacks. Same deal, rest for 2 minutes. That's a superset. So in the span of only 30, maybe 45 minutes, it took me longer because I was kind of meandering around because this is a gym I don't go to normally. But in the span of 30 to 45 minutes, I have destroyed my chest, I have destroyed my triceps. This is exactly why I recommend this type of training to my clients. It's quick, it's efficient, it's especially if you're somebody who works full time, if you're, a lot of my clients are guys who have families, who have kids to support, so they can't be spending 2 hours in the gym, which is stupid anyway. It's not what you want to be doing. If you're lifting longer than an hour, in my opinion, you're there for too long. Most professional bodybuilders, most Mr. Olympia guys, if you talk to them, they don't even go that long. It's about quality, not quantity. So 30 to 45 minutes, you've destroyed pretty much every part of your chest, you've hit every part of your triceps, you got a full rounded workout. So that's why I like to do that. And of course, I don't want to leave without hitting my abs, so I'm just gonna do 25 reps of these hanging leg raises. I actually stayed away from these for a while earlier this year because I had the bulging disc situation in my lower back, so it was really hard for me to extend my legs out like that, because that sort of motion that puts, when you're curled over like that, when you're kind of bent over, that puts a lot of strain on your discs. So I was staying away from that for a while, but we're feeling great and we're feeling pretty much back to normal. So just gonna knock out. You don't need to do a crazy amount of these. I'm literally doing 25 reps. That's it. Like no supersets, no nothing, 25 reps, and just rest as much as you need until you do that, and then you're done. So we finished up our chest and triceps workout up the street at this Planet Island fitness place. It was absolutely incredible. Total Mecca, Venice Beach, California, Gold's Gym vibes. So I absolutely love that place. If I lived here, I would quite literally just like, probably just like straight up live there. It was awesome. But because of that, I've been fasting basically all day. I haven't eaten anything yet. I'm absolutely famished. So it has been inexplicably difficult to find what I've been looking for, which is a good poke place. We're in Kona, Hawaii, and like I cannot for the life of me. You would think there's like one on every corner, but it's been, I mean, next to impossible. A couple people that I talked to recommended a little grocery store place. I went there and they didn't really have any fish. It was like chicken power poke bowl. I was like, well, that's not what I'm looking for. So we went up the street and got this legit big boy plate. This looks so, so good. We've got some salmon here, got some ahi tuna here, got imitation crab, got more salmon, got a couple things. So this is gonna be really our big meal of the day. We've got the luau that we're gonna be doing later tonight. So it'll be a lot more of the same. So this is gonna be a little bit on the more indulgent side as far as price goes, but I'm totally cool with that because I am like, to say I'm famished is an understatement. So we're gonna throw this down, and because we're in Kona, we obviously have to go check out Kona Brewing. Maybe they got some fun non-alcoholic Kona beers that I can sip on, and maybe get a couple souvenirs, send back home. So let's throw this down and let's get over there and let's see what's going on. So naturally I didn't go for a beer, but I did go for one of these the hop waters, what they call them. So it's basically like a club soda with some kind of, let's be real, it's a club soda. But I think there's a little hops in there, so you get a little bit of some undertones and some flavors. This one is papaya, so yeah, pretty solid. Yeah, not bad. So we're gonna just explore a little bit, and then gotta run back near the hotel, gotta get a little work done. So I've been slacking on that kind of today, being Mr. Running and Gunning. So we're gonna chug this and grab a little souvenir for the road, and we're out of here. I want a bit of a laugh, and you wanna make fun of me for being a goofy tourist and Mr. I'm gonna get my 10,000 steps absolutely everywhere, no matter what, no matter where I go. I'm walking around, and thankfully I'm in a pretty walkable place, but I have been very reliant on Apple Maps to go places, and because of that, I have taken some of the dumbest routes imaginable to get places. Like, I think I walked like a total of like 3 miles to go 900 feet because I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't understand how you could cut through different areas and where the walkways were and things. So I've kind of just been walking along the main street. So I'm getting my steps in, not exactly intentionally, but we're getting it done. Oh my gosh, guys, I have been running around like a chicken with his head cut off for the past basically literally all day today. I got my morning coffee this morning. I'm ashamed to admit I was a basic bro and just went to Starbucks, and it should maybe be a little bit of karma because I was it was a disaster. I planned on getting a lot of work done this morning. I was gonna do my client check-ins. I wanted to get a lot of editing done, but I showed up and my phone was almost dead, and I didn't have the right cable, so half the reason I showed up there to charge my phone, I couldn't even do. And then they didn't have any outlets. Like, they didn't have like a single outlet anywhere. It's like, what the hell are you doing, Starbucks? So that was kind of a wash, but I found this little coffee shop like 20 feet down the street, and it's a little more authentic, but we're all set up, so I'm gonna knock a bunch of things out. And next up, we got the luau tonight in about a couple hours, so we're gonna go do that, and that should be really cool. So let's be productive for a little bit, and then I'll check back with you guys for luau time. Well, guys, I have officially been to my first luau. I gotta say, it was a pretty cool experience. I intentionally did not mic myself up with the DJI Mini because, one, I was just there by myself, which was honestly kind of funny. If you've ever seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and he goes on the trip to Hawaii and meets Jonah Hill, and he's like, okay, so is your wife going to be running behind? I don't have a wife. You're just here by yourself? So it was like, okay, party of one? I was like, yep. But it felt a little, I'm usually pretty comfortable with doing my social media stuff, but when you're sitting with a table with a bunch of random people you don't know, it felt a little rude to be mic'd up and saying like, oh, I'm making this vlog, and by the way, you're all trying to enjoy the show, but now you have to listen to me do it. So instead, I'm just going to give you the recap. You showed up, and I did not get laid. It was going to be like 10 extra bucks to get the little flowers. I was like, oh, you're not just going to give it to me? Okay. So it was a pretty cool setup they had. For the food, I did what I typically do, which was load up on any and all lean proteins I saw. I did have a little bit of dessert afterwards, but I was cognizant of my portion sizes, so no big deal there. got to treat yourself a little bit, but I had pretty much everything they have to offer when it came to lean proteins, and some not even so lean proteins. They had that, forget what the actual name of it is, but they had the pig where they do like the roast of the pig, and that was like really, really, really good pork. And then basically just sat there and enjoyed the show. Learned a bit of hula, which I and everybody else was terrible at. Danced along and had fun. Saw the fire dancers. There was a lot of cool Polynesian culture on display, and made some friends with the family sitting next to me, so I wasn't like totally by myself. But yeah, it was a really good time. So I would love to say we've got some cool stuff planned tonight, but to be perfectly honest, I'm at like 16,000 steps. I have been running around all day doing stuff. It's partially my own fault because I didn't know where I was going, so I took a lot of like really inefficient, dumb routes to get to places. So it's not even 9 o'clock. I'm passing out, dude. I'm done for the day. I'm gonna wake up early tomorrow. We're gonna go down and get some coffee. I'm gonna edit a lot of content, and then tomorrow is wedding day. Well, it definitely was not as easy to find as I thought it was gonna be, but finally found a bomb-ass poke place that's not like a sit-down restaurant or something like that. I went for the big boy bowl, as they call it, which is 3 scoops of rice, 3 scoops of poke, and 2 sides, one of which I got imitation crab, so I basically got 4 proteins. So this right here, I'm getting 4 servings of lean protein. So this is basically like half my lean protein requirements in a single day that I'm getting all in one meal. This was a little bit on the spendier side. This was like $30 for this whole thing. After tip was like, 35, 40. So definitely not a sustainable way to eat this if you're trying to watch your budget. But the way I figured it is, 1, the wedding is today, so obviously gonna have food there, and 2, you could find 3 different poke bowl places. You could do this like 3 times and get 1 scoop, and it'd be like $10 a pop. So you might as well just do 1 big meal and just get it all done. But what I was doing for these is I was taking a look at what they were seasoning the poke with. So anything that had oil or spicy, which they're going to be using a lot of spicy mayo. So I try not to load up on those ones specifically, just because they're going to be higher in calories, higher in fat. But I didn't shy. I chose one of them that had oil on it. So I'm still getting a good amount of enjoyment, and I'm not restricting myself, but I'm just being smart about it. So we're going to throw this down, and possibly another tour going on later before the wedding. Looking into that, but if not, we'll see you at the wedding. Guys, it's our last day in Kona, and because we've already checked out of the hotel and the flight is not till 9 p.m. I'm essentially homeless for the next 9 hours, but I guess there's no better place to be homeless than Hawaii, right? So we're just grabbing ourselves a quick lunch, just something to tide us over. Get one more meal before we get on the plane. There's a Hawaiian barbecue spot up the street that looks pretty good, so we're gonna meander our way back there. I walked down here, one, just to catch some of the sights, and two, to get most of my steps in since it's a red eye and we're gonna be sleeping on the plane. So we went for the poblano burger at this little place down the street. Nothing crazy, just plain old burger with fries, and that'll tide me over for probably most of the day. I think I'll probably supplement this with some sort of a Fairlife protein shake that I can find at just any like 7-Eleven or something like that. So throw this down for our enjoyment. We'll grab a protein shake to hit that goal, and we'll finish off the day with Hawaiian barbecue. Right, time for our final meal. Why we will catch our flight. Had to finish it off. Nice, juicy Hawaiian barbecue. I went for the barbecue kind of combos. Got some short ribs, got some teriyaki chicken, and I think it was teriyaki beef was the other one. Loading up on that protein before we get on the plane. I think I'll probably grab one more of those Fairlife shakes before we actually do get on the plane, because I'm sleeping all throughout the plane ride. So this is kind of our finishing off our protein for the day. It's been a good trip. Hawaii was a cool time. The wedding was a great time. I actually gave a speech, which I've never given a speech at a wedding before, so that was interesting, but I thought I did a pretty good job. Until next time, this is Clark Hill saying aloha.